Hey there, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. So before I turned on the camera, I was trying to get into your energy, and as you can see, my face is very itchy, so Spirit is here. It was interesting. I saw a sink full of dirty dishes, and I thought, what? And then I heard drudgery. Okay. And then I saw a horse, and it was like, it has lost its footing, and it was sliding down like an icy, snowy mountain, like on all fours, all spread out. It was just sliding down. And then when I got to the bottom of the hill, because I really don't know if it was a mountain or a hill, it didn't seem like a mountain really, it was suddenly summer, and the horse was up and frolicking. And so I feel like you're in a period of time where things feel like they're not really moving, like everything's drudgery and not under your control. And I just feel like telling you to keep going. Keep going. It's going to get better. Your hard work will pay off. But right now I can see that it feels kind of out of control, you know, and sometimes we just really like things to be in control. Okay, so Libra, you have an interesting set of cards here from Spirit. I do want to remind you to always check out your sun, your moon, and your rising. You may find your messages. Oh, look at that. It escaped me. You may find your messages are in another reading, but this is interesting. So where do we start? I'm going to start back here. So we have the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles is a reminder that if you are hanging on tightly to your resources, that your hands are not open to receiving. So when you open up your hands to receive the gifts of the universe, by offering and giving what it is that you want more of, then you clear the space to allow for the universe to bring more to you. You have this very painful Ten of Swords here, where you feel like you've been stabbed in the back. This is really hard energy to look at. It looks painful. Looks like you really thought you were going to get one thing, and then you feel under attack and not at all what you were looking for or hoping for. But here's the good news. You have the Page of Swords, which actually in the tarot deck would come after the 10. This is doing your research. This is learning. This is exciting. The 10 is the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. And the new cycle brings you a certain amount of excitement because I think it's going to stimulate your mind. It's going to interest you in a very intellectual. And horses are all about the intellect. It's about asking for help and receiving help. And so I think you're going to learn something that's going to be actually very valuable, and it's going to propel you forward. So we're going to cover up that Ten of Swords because look at this. You have an Ace of Wands, a creative new beginning. So the end of the cycle of the 10, and then a new one, but it's not just, so swords are about thinking and wands are about actually taking action, physical action, creativity, moving yourself forward in that direction. And so I feel like if you open up your hands to the universe, give away what you want to receive. So if you're looking for opportunities, then you offer opportunities to other people, wherever you can. If you're looking to create more wealth for yourself, then when you go out to eat, tip a little bigger. When you release the blockage, you release the blockage of the flow of abundance to you when you open up the gates by giving. So do a little giving, do a little exploring, and understand that you're going to get your feet underneath you and you're going to be able to move yourself forward. It just looks like it's going to take some time. And even though that was like spring, summer energy, and I guess that would depend on what hemisphere you're in, whether or not that's closer than it seems, I feel like it's more about a period, an extended period, where it felt like nothing was really moving and you felt like things were slipping away from you. But you will regain your footing, and it felt very career-oriented to me. Although the dirty dishes sinks, I think that the sink of dirty dishes, I think that's why it feels very career. It feels very like chores, and you're doing stuff you don't particularly enjoy. and you're not really getting much out of it. So let's talk about this week. We're starting out the week with the moon in Virgo, and Virgo is in your house, your 12th house, your house of hopes and goals and dreams and wishes and communication with spirit. And so this would be a really great opportunity over this coming weekend. So this is Saturday when I'm recording this, so Saturday and tomorrow, which is when you'll be seeing it, is this opportunity to really think about the ways in which you want the abundance of the universe to flow over you, to nourish you, and kind of focus your energy on what it is that you want to create. We're in this period between the eclipses, and so these eclipse energies are like 6 to 18 months, and they really push the energy around, and things are really going to get shaken up. And so here we go. This moderation card has shown up before today, I would like to say, for Virgo. And it's about your expectations, monitoring your expectation level. Expecting other people to change is never going to work. You should make the changes yourself, but make them in slow and steady progress. It's everything in moderation. Don't expect too much of other people. Don't expect too much of yourself, but at the same time, do things in a measured, steady way. And I would like to repeat that. Do things in a measured, steady way, because we have efficiency. And so using your resources, your energy more efficiently. So say this is about job searching. Don't spend time filling out a bunch of applications to places you don't even want to work. Go after the jobs you really want. Do the research on a few companies that you really want to work for, so that when you show up for those interviews, you can speak to them about what it is their company does, what their company's vision is, what is their culture. And go there, and when you speak to them about it, have actual questions. I noticed that you guys are very oriented to customer service. What aspects of customer service are more important to you? Is it the new customers, or is it in retaining the customers you already have? What kind of clients do you want to have? Say it's a teaching opportunity, then say I noticed that your motto is excellence in education. Could you talk to me a little bit more about what is considered excellence? Is that excellence based on the testing, or is this excellence as in they become well-rounded students who are ready to take on the world? So however it is, or whatever your value system is, because when you go for a job interview, you are interviewing the company. So if you are shotgunning out there and you're applying to all these places that you may end up being miserable at because they don't align with your personal values and your personality, then that's not very efficient use of your time. And yes, you might get a job, and if you need a job and you need the money, and sometimes taking a job before you get a job, that's a great idea. But just be aware that before you sign a contract that locks you into a long-term situation, that you've interviewed the company, that you've done your research, that you know this is really what you want. Don't just be taking a job because it's a job. Because if you're going to do that, then go wait tables while you figure it out. In my opinion. Okay, so, all right. Then the moon is going to move into the first house of you on Monday at 2:07 a.m. So when it's in Libra, I figured this month, because it's between the eclipse energy, I think it's really important that we understand where the imbalances in our bodies are. And so I went ahead and I selected the chakra cards for this, so we can kind of figure out which chakras could be using some work. Oh, okay. So I do feel like you're job searching. That's what it feels like to me. All right, so here we go. We have the path. It's like you kind of see where you want to go. That looks kind of like the magnifying glass that the Page of Swords is carrying, right? So do the research. Get to know, see things up close and see things from a distance with the... So perspective is going to be really important here. Like long range, short range, what are your goals? Assessing the situation. Is this going to get you where you want to go? I mean, if all you're looking to do is pay the bills right now while you search for that perfect job, fine. right? Make sure that there's plenty of those kinds of jobs out there, but make sure that that job allows the opportunity for you to continue to job search and be able to go on interviews when you need to. And so you have 2 sacral chakra cards. So the sacral chakra is below the belly button, and it's the seat of your self-esteem, your self-awareness, your it's your belief in yourself. It can be finances, but this is really about you loving yourself. And so we have self-worth and we have perseverance. And so I feel like don't sell yourself short. When you're out there looking for a job and they offer you one, but what they're willing to pay is so below what you are worth or what the norm is for that job, really take a look at it. Okay, so say you're just starting a new career. Maybe you take a job for a little less because it gives you the experience you need, but you don't have a long-term contract so that you can parlay that into a better job later down the road with more money, or it is a job that has the opportunity for growth financially. You know, how often do they give raises? These are questions you should be asking when you're interviewing the company. You know, when they say, do you have any questions for us? You should have some questions for them. Ask the questions that matter. And don't be afraid that by asking them about money, they're going to say, oh, well, we aren't going to hire that person. Because if they feel like they don't want to tell you what their hiring practices are and what their wage rates are and all that, is that really a company you want to work for anyway? Be a little discerning. Think it through. Use your insight, your third eye. Really think about what it is that you're seeking here. And yes, I can see you have a lot of anxieties and fears. Most of them may not be valid. So try to discern what's real and what's not. Try to discern what they're telling you that's true and not true. Like really believing in yourself, knowing what your self-worth is. And when you walk in to a job interview and if you know what you're worth, if you know what your time is worth, know what you're looking for when you walk in. And then you'll know if what they're offering makes any sense with what you're trying to do. Because on Wednesday, that moon is going to move into Scorpio. And when it does, that is your second house of self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. So really important stuff. I feel like an opportunity is coming really soon for you. That's what it feels like. So do your research and be ready for it. Good luck is when hard work meets opportunity. So be ready for this. Oh, okay. So, all right. So I'm going to read these cards 2 different ways. The first one is I'm going to finish up the career aspect, and then I'm going to move on to another thing I'm seeing here. Okay, so you'll want a company where you feel like you both are looking at things from the same way. Your point of view and their point of view has a commonality, something that you can be comfortable with, that you really think is where you want to go with it, and that you actually fit in just by being yourself. You don't have to pretend to be anyone you're not. It is just comfortable and you feel at home in this place. That's what I want to say about that. Now, let's look at this from a relationship point of view. We have perseverance and self-worth. We have this efficiency and moderation. And I don't know what that really has to do with a relationship situation other than if you are plowing through people on, like, say, Match.com, and if you want to be efficient in this, there is a way to do that, actually. You don't spend a lot of time doing the messaging and so I did Match. I had like 8 weeks to kill and I wanted to date. I wanted to have some fun. And so I thought, if I end up with a boyfriend, fine. If I don't, that's okay. I just want to get out and meet people. And so what I did was, if I was interested in someone, I would message them. They would message me back. And then I would say, would you like to get together for a cup of coffee? Went for a walk with one person in a park. It was a very public park. It was actually, there weren't any trees. It's that kind of a park. It was like, I always was very careful about parking so that my car, the license plate wasn't visible. I was smart about what I did, very public places. I met someone for a cup of coffee in a store, had a little coffee shop in it. So we met there. I did meet and greets, was basically what they were. And then after the meet and greet, which was about, you know, half an hour or whatever, if I didn't want to see them again, I just said so. I had that kind of sense of self-worth and self-confidence. I'm like, this would be a waste of my time dating this person. I don't really want to. But I still enjoyed them. I still had fun with it, but I didn't spend days and weeks just doing this, wasting my time texting back and forth, and didn't give anyone my phone number anyway. But I didn't waste time doing all the messaging. That can be like a whole nother job. I know people who spend a lot of time doing that. They'll be on several sites and they're messaging people all the time and they're like, why can't I find anyone? And I'm thinking, well, you haven't met anyone. So if you want to be efficient and you want to do it in moderation, find a few people, do a little meet and greet. If you click, great. Have a second date. If you don't, say, oh my gosh, I really enjoyed meeting you, but I know that I'm not going to want to have a long-term relationship with you, but I'm sure you feel the same way too. So, you know, and just move on. Like, it's okay. It's fine. They're checking you out. You're checking them out, but it's easier to do in person. So if it's about dating, be perseverant. You know, understand your self-worth. Don't settle for something that's less than what you're looking for. If it's not what you're looking for, be willing to let it go and move on. Because you're looking for this. You're looking for this person where you can see things through the same way, where your two visions of life converge, where you feel like you just naturally fit in. And then there's this. This card here is about someone from the past that you feel very connected to. And if we want to talk about efficiency, if you are thinking about someone from the past, perhaps you should contact them. I mean, it's Mercury retrograde, exes come back. But I think that it should be done with, do you need to resolve anything so that you can let go and move on? Or was there really something there and you guys were just too young and this is different circumstances, you've learned and grown? You know, so if there's someone you're thinking about and they're reaching out to you and you feel that connection, then go ahead and make the effort. But don't go back to someone because you don't think anyone else wants you. That's not good for you. That's not good for them. Remember your self-worth. Okay? All right, so on Friday, the moon is going to move into Sagittarius, and that is your third house of communication. That's about boundaries and willpower and what you're focusing on. And so both scenarios definitely work here, right? Establishing the boundaries of what kind of things are you attributes you're looking for in a job or in a relationship. Setting your healthy boundaries and having the willpower to stick to what it is that you know is right for you. And when you focus on doing what's right for you, that's when the transformation occurs. So using your intuition, listening to yourself, saying, ooh, this company, I don't know, I'm excited about it. Not at all. I don't think I want to work here. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited. They're paying me a little less than I was hoping for, but I really like the culture. Or, you know, I think I want a second date with this person. I can feel the connection, but again, I don't want them to come to my house. I'm going to set a healthy boundary. I'm going to meet them somewhere. Let's try a second date and see how that goes. So healthy boundaries. And so here we have, this is very sacral chakra coming into your power, right? Your self-worth, being perseverant. It says, I step into my power boldly and confidently. And there is nothing sexier than self-confidence, and there is nothing more likely to get you hired at a job than appearing to be confident. So be confident in your skills and be confident in who you are, and no matter what the situation is here. And we have igniting courage. I am strong, valiant, and courageous. And it takes a lot of courage to try meeting new people or to go out on a job interview or any of those things, right? But that comes from that sense of self-worth. That's where, when courage is being a little afraid, right? We had all those fears, being a little afraid, but being willing to take the chance anyways, doing what needs to be done. That's how you cross the boundaries. That's how you leap those hurdles and get to the finish line, right? So take the chance. Take the chance on yourself. Risk for yourself. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in you, nobody else is going to, right? So it starts with you. And if you need to, sit down and write out. I don't care if this is a job situation or a dating situation. Write out what your attributes are. What do you bring to the table so that you feel it inside? You don't necessarily hand somebody a list, oh, these are my good things, right? But, okay. You can do this. Have the confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself. Ooh, so we have Brown, establishing boundaries. So going back to that boundaries thing, this is the healthy boundaries. Don't let people run all over you. Know what you're worth. Teach people how to treat you. If they're offering you too low of pay, unless there's a lot of other benefits to that job, walk away. If you go out on a date and you're not really thrilled with it, okay. So protect yourself. Set that boundary of, you know what? I'd rather be alone than be in a lonely relationship or one that makes me miserable, right? What is that saying? Find someone who messes up your lipstick and not your mascara, right? So believe in yourself, all right? Wow, Libra, you probably got the longest reading of everybody. So I hope you have a good week. Go for it. Believe in yourself. Trust in yourself. And we'll talk soon.